teams in this league have, you know, multiple scorers.
Harrington open from the corner on a second effort. Might have had that one deflected. And Marion Stanley called a timeout simultaneously, battling down in the post. Certainly don't want to see this as Brionna Jones is slow to get up. Certainly looked like nothing over the top, just a couple players battling down there. And I'll tell you, one thing I really want to give Connecticut a lot of credit, as well as Indiana. These teams still are battling into the final couple minutes.
Right.
You can tell what happened. And Jones reaching in on Lavender. Certainly nothing extra there.
A little blood on a 34-point night. Never hurt anybody, but I'm glad that she's able to get up and get back to the bench.
They are going to take a look at it. Eric Bruton, Fatou Sissoko-Stevens, and Robert Hussey are the officials tonight. We only got one angle, but unless there is another angle that shows something that we did not see, I can't imagine how this is anything. And remember, there was no foul called in the first place. They can upgrade a non-call to a flagrant. But the officials in live action didn't even see anything that merited a foul call here. So let's take another look. Zoom in a little bit. There's the contact. And
before she got the ball.
Yeah, it was on that rebound trying to be pulled down there by McCowan. I'll tell you, we see officials err on the side of player safety, especially when it's shoulders on up. I'll tell you, I've been surprised before at a ruling, but to me, this is a basketball play, which is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Does McCowan make a move that is beyond the typical physical style of play that you see from her, or that the officials want to see on the floor?
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to have any intent. Get one more look at this. Is that an unnatural position? I should say that is Lavender, not McCowan, I believe. It's tough to tell. They both got their hands in there, but I think it's Lavender pulling down that rebound. To me, that looks like a basketball play.
You know, it's so physical. Like you mentioned earlier, these teams are still battling with these last under 30 seconds to go. Just being able to get in there and not quit on both ends, I think just speaks volumes to the league.
A reminder, these two teams will match up again on Saturday. We hope to have you with us. We will be on our channels on feverbasketball.com, the Facebook page, NBA TV as well. That is a 1 o'clock tip, as Indiana hopes to build here on the second half performance, where they've cut their deficit in half. They've outscored Connecticut by 9 points here in the second half, after trailing by 18 at halftime. Well, this is not a no-brainer, as you've seen them take a lot of time at the monitor and are now discussing things amongst the group. To the left there is Robert Hussey. To the right is Fatou Sissoko-Stevens. And Eric Bruton is the crew chief. They are really deliberating here. And it just speaks to sometimes how difficult these calls can be to make.
Right, and I know, especially as a player, I tend to give the refs, you know, a little piece of my mind, and I know they're out there doing a good job, and I know it's a lot harder than it looks. I've reffed a little bit, but just little leagues, and having to deal with players, and parents, and coaches, and it's not an easy position to be in.
Well, they have apparently come to a decision. And we will relay that along to you as soon as we have found out, although just off screen there, Marianne Stanley looks a little frustrated. I'll tell you, the longer a review goes, the more likely that it does end in a flagrant.
I think they've come to that conclusion.
And they've called it a technical on Jantel Lavender, which means anybody for Connecticut can shoot it.
And are they getting the ball back too?
Marion Stanley still wanting an explanation here, as they are trying to give Indiana possession here. It was Fever ball, so it'll stay with the Fever.
All right.